heart.
Yes.
Now, there's so much that can be said, but he doesn't want all accolades, shots. This is one of the most humble men that I know, and God always put people in your life, and he's a legend to me in his time, in this time and day. And I'm so glad to be a part of his life, be a part of my life, be a part of St. Paul's life.
Yes.
He has a list. His resume is probably 20 pages. I don't know. I'm just saying that because he's done so much in his lifespan. But what he wants you to know this morning, out of all the education, he's a former lawyer, he had his own law practice, all that old, had all that stuff, and was successful. Been a successful businessman. He is the founder of 2000 Ministry. He's the chairman of the Southern Christian Leadership right now. He's the CEO and president of Quantum Leadership. So if you knew all that stuff about him, he's so humble you wouldn't even know it. He's so humble. He wants you to know first and foremost he loves God. He loves God. He loves the Word of God. He loves Jesus Christ, his Lord and Savior. He loves the precious Holy Spirit. We have wonderful conversations when we talk, and he loves his wife.
Yes.
He loves his children.
Yes.
He loves his grandchildren. And First Lady is here. That's his early daughter. Thank you to her. God love her. I must say,
Wow.
but he loves God and he loves the people of God. And every time I asked him, as busy as this man is, every time I asked him, hey, I want you to come over and share with us. He doesn't return. He never turns me down. He never said, hey, look, I got so and so on my schedule because he travels a lot. They both travel a lot. They do a lot. He never said, I can't do it, man. I'm schedule loaded, man. I can't do it. Never turned down St. Paul. He can, he has traveled the world and is still traveling and speaking and talking to folks and always trying to uplift somebody, especially our children.
Amen.
He's really into trying to help our youth and our children. And that really grabbed my heart, part of leadership. And so the next voice you're going to be hearing after this selection that he's going to play, brought his own sounds and everything. I'm loving it. I'm loving how he just get it. We're going to welcome him. Now, he's already at home because he knows that. He knows he's at home, but we're going to welcome him. We want him to just come and sound the alarm. We want him to come and blow the trumpet. Because God has something to say through him. And so the next voice you will hear is Dr. Harold Long.
Yeah.
Praise him. Hallelujah.
We should not make any presumptions that we are somehow so good and so worthy that the Lord ought to use us anyhow.
All right.
Look out now.
Come on now.
For we understand that the best we can do, we fall short of the glory of God.
Yes.
And so I humbly say this morning, if you can use anything, Lord, use me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
And so I thank him this morning for having the opportunity to stand before you again on a Father's Day. For God is good.
Amen.
Yes.
And his mercy endures.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And so we're here this morning not because we've been so good.
Look out now.
There are people who died on yesterday and last night and this morning.
That's right.
Many of them may have had a better report than we have.
That's right.
All right? But somehow,
No.
God gave us another opportunity.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord.
Yes, sir.
To be in this place.
Yes. Yes, sir.
We are less than in grace if we don't take advantage of another opportunity to rewrite the script that is our lives.
My Lord.
For anything in which we understand and know that we fall short on, he gave us an opportunity when he woke us up this morning.
Yeah, you talking
Take out
about.
our pen and paper
You talking
and
about.
rewrite the script that is our lives.
Yes, sir.
And if we don't like the fact that we don't treat each other right,
Come on,
then let's
Doc.
rewrite the script.
Come on, there, Doc. Come on,
If we
there. Come on.
don't like the fact that as good as we should be,
That's
then
right.
we can rewrite the script this morning.
That's
All
right.
right.
For he gave us another opportunity, and we don't know why he did it,
My Lord.
except it's just the mercy of an almighty
Yes,
God.
all
Yes,
mercy.
sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Lord.
That's right.
So I thank you this morning, Pastor, for allowing me the opportunity to be back here again. And also for the kind words that you spoke earlier this morning. Because the first thing I read this morning when I got up is, man shall not live by bread alone.
Oh, wow.
And that's the first thing he read
Wow.
when he got up.
Amen.
That was the farewell sermon that Moses gave to the children of Israel.
All right.
He wanted to remind them that even though God brought you through the wilderness,
Uh-huh.
and even though he gave you manna to eat, that don't forget that it's not the natural food that we eat that will save us, but man shall not live by bread alone,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
but by every word
Come on,
Every
God.
word.
that proceedeth out of the mouth of God.
Yes,
That's
yes,
God speaks
yes.
to you. Sometimes he speaks to you when you get ready to say something that you know you shouldn't say.
Uh-oh, look out now, look out now, you
And
go.
he says, stand down.
Uh-oh.
But you will say, I'm going to say this.
Uh-oh, oh, wow.
Ah.
So man shall not live by bread alone. And then he gave a few words from that secular prophet, B.B. King.
All right.
Uh-oh.
You don't know what's going to happen when the thrill is gone.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
What thrill are we talking about? The thrill of life
Ah.
Yes, sir.
can be gone from you before you even know.
Oh, no.
But today I didn't come to talk to you about B.B.
Really?
That's right.
But I came to talk to you briefly from Romans, if you'll give me 20 minutes of your time over that.
Yes, sir, right?
Romans 8 and 38
Mm-hmm.
and 9. For I am sure
Mm-hmm.
that neither death, nor life,
Yes.
nor angels, nor principalities, nor things present, nor things to come, nor powers, nor height, nor depth, nor anything else in all of creation will be able to separate us from the love of God.
Uh-huh.
That's a whole mouthful.
Yeah, that's powerful.
And I just want to just ask you a question this morning. What is it that separates you
Praise God for
from
good.
the love of God? You see, in the natural, some of us have been separated from our families. Separated in natural. You may live in a different city, or you may live in a different state, or you may have had this certain disagreements, and you are separated from each other. Estranged is what they call it.
Uh-huh.
Meaning that you don't have quite the same love that you used to have for that other person.
All right.
Or somehow you've been confused by someone who came between you and the other person.
Wow.
So being estranged. But then another part of estranged is sometimes you can live in the same house and be estranged.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
as close to each other that you should be or you used to be.
That's right.
What is it that separates you from each other?
God Almighty.
Sometimes we can let what people say. I saw your husband downtown and he was smiling just like a Cheshire cat when that woman was standing there.
Wow.
You say, I'm going to fix him when he get
Oh,
home.
wow.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
And as they say in the Thai language, you say, money up. Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
He's come here and let me slap your face.
All right.
And so we become estranged from each other based on some of the craziest things.
My Lord.
Of what somebody else said they saw your spouse was downtown this morning and there were two men talking to her and she was just smiling. Oh, I picture when she gets back home. So we allow small things to come between us and the people that we say that we love.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And then what you find out is that your love was not based on what you thought it was.
No.
Right.
You see, when you love someone because of what they look like,
Look out, Doc. Look out, you're talking.
and you love someone simply because they have an equitable distribution of
Come on,
human
Doc. Come
birthright,
on, Doc.
All right.
all the right things and all the right ways.
Oh, Doc. Ooh.
When you love someone for what they look like rather than who they are, then anybody can come between you and you can be estranged from that person.
Go ahead, Doc.
Because see, sometimes you can live with a person for 30 years and never know them for who they really are.
Right.
Because you're looking at the wrong thing.
Come on, Doc.
Talk about it. Come on, preacher.
You see, people can love you when you can walk real fast and when you smell good and you look good. But what about when your spouse get on her bed of affliction?
All right.
What about when she can't do for you like she used to do? And the question is, do you love her for who she is rather than what she looks like or what she smells like?
Come on there,
Come on
Doc.
now.
When you do it.
So we can be estranged from each other and living in the same house
That's right. That's right.
because I don't know who you are really. You see, I never took the chance to really get to know you. All I know is somebody said, whoa, she's a number 10. When you were in high school and you said to yourself, I'm going to marry her before somebody else gets her.
Oh, Lord.
You don't even know who she really is.
Go ahead. That's all right.
If that is true as it relates to the natural thing, what about God?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you know him for who he really is?
All right.
Or is God for you just a Santa Claus?
My Lord. My Lord.
Somebody where you can get on your knees and tell him when you need a new car.
Uh-oh. Let's
Somebody when you get on your knees and tell him that you need a new job for your husband.
All right.
But what about when you are on your bed of affliction and he has nothing to give you, or your brother died after you prayed and asked the Lord to save him, or your mama died even though you went down to sackcloth and ashes and asked the Lord to really bless her, but she died anyway.
Come on,
Look
Doc.
out.
Do you love God then?
Look out, Doc.
Or do you love Santa Claus?
Look out, Doc. Come on, Doc. Come on, Doc.
Because he is the one that he asked you, that you ask for everything. And when he
Yeah.
doesn't give you what you asked for, then somehow he's not God at
Oh,
all.
look out, Doc. Look
Lord
out.
have mercy.
Make it
Oh,
plain.
oh, oh.
Make it
But
plain.
God is God all by himself.
Yeah.
Whether he gives you what you ask for or not,
That's
he
right.
is still the true and living God.
Yes, sir.
He is the one who sprung the stars in the four corners of the night.
Yes,
He
it.
is the one who caused the sun to shine every day,
Yeah.
whether he blessed you or not.
Yeah.
Great God.
Yeah. Doc, Doc. Come on now.
When the Hebrew boys were in the fiery furnace, what they say? Lord, please deliver me. But whether you deliver me or no, you are still the true and living
Come on
God.
Yes,
there,
sir.
Doc.
Hallelujah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Are you estranged from God this morning?
God Almighty.
Are you as close to him as you used to be when your best friend got the good job that you wanted and you didn't get? Are you still as close to God as you used to be?
Come on now.
These are the questions that we must ask ourselves.
Yeah.
Do you love God for what he can do for you? Or do you love him for who he is? Oh, that's a tough one. And our relationships with each other are the same way. Do we love your wife when she gets arthritis? She can't walk as fast as she used to do. Do you love her, or are you looking at everybody with the one good eye that you got? You looking at everybody.
Come on, Doc. Come on, Doc. Come on, Doc. Yeah.
When the minister said for sickness and in good health,
All right.
for richer or for poorer. How many young men at 18 and 21 years old understands what that really means?
They don't.
Oh, they say yes to a lot of stuff, but nobody understands It is only when you have trials and tribulations
Yes, sir.
that you can sit next to each other and you can eat a bowl of beans together because you only have one bowl and you have to share that.
Yeah.
Or when you have to give your children the meat and you eat the bread because that's all you got.
My Lord, my Lord,
When
my
you
Lord.
understand that when you are on your bed of affliction, when you truly love God, you ask Him to heal your body, you ought to be able to say, whether you heal me or no, you are still
God.
all my
That's right,
God.
that's right. Come on, Doc.
Still God. Go ahead and preach it.
Come on,
By
Doc.
himself.
Oh, have mercy.
So how many of us have been estranged from each other
My Lord.
Jesus Christ.
and estranged from God?
Yep.
Simply meaning that you don't know them like you used to, or you're not as close to them as you used to be. There's a book called Einstein's Dreams, and he catalogs a relationship that different people had with each other. One of those people were an Olympic fencer. A fencer is those guys who have those little swords and they dance back and forth and to the rhythm of Tupac or something. Anyway.
Wow.
And they have those little swords with the little leotards and everything on.
Right, right.
And I don't know how to score it, but this guy, he used to be an Olympic fencer, and he had gotten old at 45 years old. He made sure that he maintained his weight and everything, and he could put on that little suit every day he came home from work, even though he was advancing in age. And then he would stand in front of the mirror and do that little dance, Of course, by this time it was somebody else, but Tupac had already gone. Anyway, so, and then he kept dancing and kept looking almost as if he was in the Olympics again. But what he didn't realize, that I don't care what you do, it is impossible to make the past live in the present.
All right.
You right, you right.
One time I used to wear size 42 pants. I used to wear size 32 pants at one time when I first met my wife.
Amen.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think she loved me because, how my clothes fit on me. When I walked out there, I heard her say, "Woo." She still does the same thing now, but it's not in the same octave.
Oh, wow.
But you cannot make the past live in the present. So you get married and you get older.
Amen.
You see, when you were a young person, having a wife and young children, and you thought that everything you did in life was geared toward your children. We got to raise these children and get them out of that. You didn't even have time for your husband at the time, because I got to raise these kids. I got to take them to a football game. I got to take them to ballet practice. I got to take them to the band practice and all of that.
You on
But what we forget is that even though those children are now 25 and 30 years old and they're married, we still think that we have to mother those same children in the same way that we did then. So even when we go to their houses and they're already married and we stop in, the first thing we do is pull out the vacuum cleaner and start vacuuming floors. And then if they got in the dirty clothes in the closet, we'll go in there and get those dirty clothes and put them in the washing machine. And then we'll start washing the dirty clothes. And then when they come in and they started doing this for the children, you're not supposed to be doing that. Then they got a big old pan of pot of pig feet going on and everything, and we said, that's not good for you. And we started telling them as if our job is still to tell them what to do. But the older that you get, your job really is to become closer to God.
All right. Come on, preacher.
We don't have to run our families until we die.
All right.
Some people don't even feel whole unless they're trying to tell their sons and daughters what to do.
Amen.
But don't you know that when your children leave home, that is an opportunity for you to get in your secret closet and start praying God and start
sir.
We don't even know how to worship God when we are young.
Come on.
It is only when you are old that God is spirit.
Uh-oh, look out.
And what do you have to do to worship him? You must worship him in spirit and in truth. In other words, to truly worship God, your physical body cannot do it by itself.
Uh-oh.
You have to make that transition from this human body to a spiritual one. When you go down into your secret closet and you're able to say, Lord, please hear my prayer. That's when you learn how to pray. You had your heart broken and put back together by the Almighty God. You go down and say, God, hear my prayer. When you're young, you don't even have time to pray.
That's right.
But we just throw up these little things, almost like a text message to God. How you doing? But when you get over that, and you're able to go into that secret closet in the middle of the night, your husband's in the bed snoring, and you're in the secret closet and you're talking to the Lord. Oh my God, your whole life can light right up. Because you have transitioned from your mortal body into a spiritual one, and he can feed you like an empty pitcher before pouring down. That's when you get power
Yes, sir.
from the Almighty God.
Hey.
You don't know nothing about prayer when you were 19 and your hormones are raging and you're running around and doing the. You don't know. It's when you get to the age that you're able to dedicate some quality time.
Yes, Lord.
Talking to God. And he will talk back to you. And you are able to look in somebody else's life. And this, he said, you remember the scripture that says, silver and gold have I none, but such as I have I give unto you. What else did he say? Look on us. When you get to the place where you can spend time with God, you don't have to worry about healing other people. You can just simply say, look on us. Because they'll see the spirit that is within you. Because you have had the time to cultivate a relationship with God.
Go ahead and work it out.
And you can bless other people's lives simply by looking at them.
Work it out.
You have given the time to God to get to know him. Praying with our mouths is the most insincere form of prayer, but it's what we know.
That's right.
You remember the scripture that says we don't know how to pray like we ought.
Amen.
But it said the Spirit of God
That's right.
gives utterances on your behalf.
Yes, sir.
The only thing that's telling you that to truly pray, you do it from the Spirit.
That's right.
When you were in that secret closet and God started speaking to you, oh my God, when that happens to you, it changes your life.
Yes, sir.
And you can think about the thing. And it changed. I think I remember telling you all one time when I lost my son in Washington, D.C. First time he'd ever driven anywhere. I went down to Washington, D.C. to file this proposal that I had with HUD. And there was a big old backup on 95, and I give myself an extra hour to get there. But we were on that parking lot called 95 for over an hour and a half. I got into Washington at about 4 minutes to 5. That was during the time that they had guards in those buildings, and if you didn't have identification, you couldn't even go in the building.
That's right.
After 9/11. And I told my son, I said, we don't have time to get down to HUD. We can't turn right on this road. HUD is only 2 blocks down the road. We were going in the wrong direction. So you pull over to the side and park. Then I'll run down the HUD, and I got in that door right at 5 o'clock. I handed this proposal to the guard that was there, and he wrote it down who was going to, and he said, I'll see that he gets upstairs. By the time I got back, the police had told my son, this is rush hour traffic. You can't park here. You gotta move. And this is the first time he's ever driven anywhere with a driver's license and all that, and he took off. In Washington, D.C., in rush hour traffic, I gave him my phone so that I could call him to find out where he was if he got lost. The phone slid off the dashboard onto the floor. He can't reach down and pick it up because he's got to keep moving. And I'm standing there waiting for him to come back. And I go, so I kept asking people, can I borrow your phone? Can I borrow your phone? They thought I was crazy. You in Washington, D.C., you have to borrow somebody's telephone. They don't know you. Finally, somebody let me borrow the phone, and I called and he didn't answer the phone. Then I said, okay, stop doing what you were doing. Let God do what he did. So I got totally cool and walked into Starbucks and got me a coffee. And the lady said to me, she said, "Mister, we made this coffee." It was like one of them moguls or whatever. She said, "We made it for somebody, and it wasn't the right thing." And he said, "You just order it, and if you want it, you can simply have it." And I started to turn it down. I said, "Well, I'll take it." I said, "Thank you so much." And she gave me my drink, and she gave me the second drink. I walked outside of Starbucks, and he was pulling right there in front of Starbucks, and I stepped in the car and gave him his drink. And I want you to do when you stop trying to fix everything and let God fix it.
That's right. Yes,
He can fix it the way it's done in yours.
Thank you, Lord.
When you get your carnal self out of the way and let him get in the way and lead the way, then he can lead you home every time.
every time.
Thank you, Lord.
God is good.
Yes.
And his mercy, no, my grandma said,
Come on,
and his
now.
mercy is doing for
Come
him.
on, Doc.
God Almighty. Yes, sir.
Say to you today, don't be a stranger to God. What is it that separates you from the love of God? What is it that separates you? A husband, a wife, or job, or just to kind of run everybody else's life? How is it that you feel responsible for everybody?
God Almighty.
When you gonna stop worrying about your children?
Jesus.
When?
Turn them over.
Almost as if you would fix it. My wife was telling me this morning, I believe it was, what her grandmother told her about her grandmother's daughter. When she just couldn't get her to do what she wanted her to do, what did she say? Sure, I'm going to turn her hind parts over.
That's right.
And if many of us would turn if many of us would just turn them over to the Lord,
Oh, wow.
we think we can fix it. Our daughter goes out and she stays too long, and I just don't like the kind of boys that I see. You know what? You're better off to look at her and say, "Baby, I'm going to pray for you and I love you." You're better off to do that rather than say, "And you're going to get your butt, and I'm going to take some of them." You don't beat the hell out of children, you beat the hell out of them.
Come on, Doc. Come on, Doc.
That's good.
That's
Y'all
all.
might want to hear this. Yeah, I'm
Right,
going
right.
to tell you this, and I've got about 4.5 minutes.
Go ahead, Doc. Work with the walking.
When we do what our parents did to us, it's wrong. It's wrong to brutalize a child simply because you're stronger than them. You know where that comes from? It comes from Master when he brutalized us, our foreparents, as adults, and we pass that down from one generation to the next. If she doesn't get in here by 9 o'clock, I'm gonna beat the hell out of her when I see her. As if somehow that is gonna change that person. It doesn't. That was all we knew because we got it down from our parents. And they got it from Master who beat the hell out of them. So brutalizing your children does not change them. Being able to relate to them will. Do you know why I spank my children most of the time? Because it was the easiest thing to do. You know what was hard? Coming home every day and engaging with them. And talking to them. Spending time with them. Forgetting about the football game.
There you go.
Forgetting about those other things that we think are more important and spending quality time. Brutalizing your children says more about what you think about yourself than it is the child.
Oh, my.
Great God from Zion.
See, when our lives are disjointed and everything, we are already angry. And sometimes we're angry at something that has nothing to do with our children. And we're ready to brutalize something or somebody. So you can't slap your husband, so you slap them.
There you go. Come on now.
And you beat them until the rage goes off of you. And I'm here stopped by to tell you it's wrong.
Yes, sir.
I was wrong. My parents were wrong for doing it to me. But that's all they knew.
All right.
You will never be able to tell God another day in your life that you didn't know better, but I'm telling you right now. The harder thing is to engage with your children. To know what's going on in their lives. Cause them to trust you that even if somebody touched them in the wrong place, that they feel good enough about you to tell you about it.
That's right. Come on, Doc.
And they have enough trust in you that they can tell you anything.
That's right.
That's right.
And don't fear
That's right.
that you're going to cuss them or fuss them out.
Exactly.
A whole change in attitude. You see, we are estranged from God when we brutalize our children. Well, it says so in the Bible. It sure does. But let me tell you something about that Bible in terms of that particular situation. When that Bible was written, women were the property of their husbands. They got beat too. They could not even own property in their own name. So if your father died and gave you property, your husband was the one who got it in there.
That's right. That's right.
And you had nothing to say about it. It was only in certain cultures that women had rights. In most cultures, in biblical times, women had no rights whatsoever. They were one step above a child.
Still like that today.
But I tell you this, that civilization and times have changed. And we got to change with those times.
Yes.
And if we stay in touch with God and with His Spirit, remember what I said, the poorest form of prayer. And that's because it's what we know, that's what we do. And there's nothing wrong with praying that way. But the poorest form of prayer is when I get up, Lord, I'm telling you, Lord. That's prayer. But the good book says we don't know how to pray it like we ought. The Spirit makes intercessions for us. Meaning that in order to get in touch with the Spirit, God is Spirit. And the way to get in touch with Him really is to do it through your spirit.
That's right.
Because part of Him is also in you.
Amen.
Don't you know that your body is the temple of God?
Yes, sir.
Remember that scripture?
Yes, sir.
So if your body is the temple of God, then God lives in you.
That's right.
All we have to do is to stir up the gifts of God that are